Welcome ENG-112 students to this week's lecture. Today I am doing a very brief overview of the scholarly article project in order to give each of you a better idea of what is expected of you and hopefully answer any outstanding questions that you may have about this assignment. Now, some students think that based on the assignment title, they will be writing a scholarly article themselves, which I don't blame them, but this is not true. Instead, students will be finding a scholarly article to summarize and then eventually analyze. Really, the project is more reading and researching intensive than it is writing intensive. Hopefully that made a few students say, phew, okay, I was worried there for a second. Before I get into the nitty-gritty, you may be wondering, why? Why is Ms. Cunningham making me do this reading, researching intensive project? Well, other than to torture you, this project serves as a stepping stone for your future college careers. Once you've moved on to bigger, better things and you are at a four-year university, professors will expect you to already know how to navigate through library databases and find scholarly articles without any help whatsoever or any introductory material. I am trying to give you a head start in ENG 112. Now, as you can see, I am currently logged on to the LMS. I am in my course ENG 112 section OSI 4. However, this video covers important material that is related to any of my ENG 112 sections. The only difference for this project is the deadlines. All the content, what is expected of you remains the same. No big deal. That being said, no matter what course section you're in, you can navigate to the left-hand side of the LMS, click on Scholarly Article Project. It gets its own section because it's super special and it's super fancy. And once you are on this page, you will find the detailed assignment sheet, which I've linked here. The deadlines for your particular course section, again, they might be different, it's okay. An overview of the Scholarly Article Project. And then the submission portals for all of the various deadlines are listed here underneath all of that. Let's take a look at the deadlines first. Again, they may be different. Do not panic. Generally, these deadlines are spread throughout the entire semester, the entire course. These are known as soft deadlines. What do I mean by that? This is the only project in the entire course where you can complete it in your own time. I'm very, very flexible. You do not have to turn in the project component by the deadline that I've given. This being said, I highly recommend that you follow the posted deadline in order to remain on track. There is a final project deadline towards the end of the semester where everything, all 5 components of the project are due and no late work will be accepted by that particular date. Check your ENG 112 section specifically for that date because it is very important. Now, let's move on to each deadline and I will tell you exactly what I am asking for every component. If I scroll down here, I'll see deadline 1, select your area of interest. Okay, so your task is to find a scholarly article, and we're going to be doing some things with that. First, we have to determine what our topic is. What exactly are we researching? Now, the topic can be absolutely anything that interests you. Maybe you pick a controversial issue that you're super passionate about, like climate change. You pick your favorite novel, your favorite TV series, your favorite movie, anything like that. Maybe a hobby that interests you. Really, I'm open to pretty much anything because when you pick a topic that you're passionate about, your writing really, really shines. Now, the purpose of this first deadline is to make sure that your topic is not too broad, but it's also not too narrow. Let's say that you submit your topic and it is science. Okay, so you're interested in science. That's great. But that's a little bit too broad, and you're definitely not going to find a scholarly article that relates to anything specifically. Or let's say that you watch Parks and Recreation and it's your favorite show. Your favorite episode is season 1, episode 6. Great. And you submit your topic and you say, I'm going to talk about season 1, episode 6 of Parks and Recreation. You're probably not going to find a scholarly article that relates to that specific episode. Maybe, but you're much better off with the general topic of parks and recreation in order to find that scholarly article. That's all I'm there to do, just to make sure that your topic is researchable. Now, I need to approve this deadline. What does that mean? When you submit, I want you to look at the comments to see if I approved or if I did not approve your topic. Because if I did not approve your topic, like it was too broad or it was too narrow, then you will have to resubmit before you are able to move on to deadline 2, which is to find your scholarly article. Okay, I highly recommend that you use ProQuest. This has served students the best with this particular project in the past. However, you are welcome to use any of the library databases in order to discover more about your topic. Once you have used ProQuest and you have found the article that you'll be using for this particular project, you are going to cite the article using MLA or APA, whichever one you're most comfortable with, and you are going to attach the article to the submission portal. If you use ProQuest, then luckily they have a downloadable PDF that you can just stick right in there. Otherwise, you will have to get more creative as far as how you attach the article. Maybe you can copy paste, something like that along those lines. But really, a PDF is the easiest way for me to review your article. Why am I reviewing your article before you're able to move on in the rest of the project? 1, I need to make sure that it is a scholarly article. After all, that's what this project is all about, right? 2, I need to verify that it is a full article. Sometimes ProQuest will just provide reviews or abstracts, which is really not what we're looking for with this project. So I just need to make sure. And then after deadlines 1 and 2 are approved, again, you have to make sure to check the comments frequently if you are in this stage. You can then move on to deadline 3. Once you get here, no approval is needed. You can just move through the project at your own pace. That is why completing deadlines 1 and 2 early on is really, really important. So that way you're not scrambling by that final project deadline. This is very simple. You don't even have to read your article yet. Instead, all I'm asking you to do is find some technical information. You're going to be previewing your article. And all I ask is that you answer each of these questions that I've posed. That's all you have to do. You don't necessarily have to write in complete sentences, anything like that. Just answer these bullets and you will earn full points for deadline number 3. After you've done that, you can move on to deadline number 4, where you actually do read your article. Ooh, exciting, right? And you're going to summarize it. Essentially, you're going to be asking yourself, okay, as I'm going through this, what is the main idea? What is the author trying to get across? And what are the supporting details? This is not an essay. It does not have to have an introduction, body, conclusion, any of that. It is simply 150 to 200 words, a simple paragraph or 2 in which you capture the main idea and the supporting details. Okay. Most importantly, this cannot be plagiarized in any way. What do I mean by this? You cannot copy and paste the author's abstract and submit it to this portal. You cannot copy and paste actual sentences from the scholarly article and use them in your summary. It has to be in your own words. Last but not least, the final part of the project, deadline 5, which is describing to me a hypothetical scenario. This is where you get to be more creative and use your imagination. Ooh, exciting, right? Before this, I've asked you to provide me with a lot of technical information that was very research intensive. Instead, I want you to think of a situation where a scholar might use this article in their research. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that I am researching my favorite TV show, Game of Thrones. And specifically, I wanted to look at Cersei's character because she really interests me. And I find this article that says, or is titled, Cersei's Rise to Power, a Testament of Feminism. Now, I think to myself, okay, there are a couple of key words in there that maybe a scholar might use for their research. Maybe the scholar wants to talk about feminism in fictional worlds and what that looks like. Maybe they want to look at Cersei and feminism in terms of monarchies that we've had in the past, and maybe even monarchies that we have now in our society through a fictional lens. These are just some examples that I'm playing around with. You only have to describe one hypothetical scenario in which your article could be used. Okay, and it just has to be 75 words. Not long, not an essay, just, use your imagination, surprise me. I hope this video has answered any questions that you may have. However, I recognize that I am human and I am flawed. If I didn't answer any questions, if you still need clarification on absolutely anything, please feel free to shoot me an email and I will be happy to assist you. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.